are you, Scott? I'm doing well, thank you.
Hey, Greg, you talked the other day about a game. You guys are up 2 goals and try to close games out like that. What did you see tonight that helped you guys pull this one out 2-0?
Yeah, I thought we stayed collective for the most part, stayed together. We were in good positions to help each other. Try to make, they're going to have their moments, and they're going to try to put balls in the box and put some numbers forward. I thought we managed most of them pretty well. Not everyone, but still a couple moments that I would like to have seen us maybe when we're trying to play long, to play behind them long instead of playing kind of shorter long. But I thought the group just competed over 90 minutes, stayed connected to each other, went through sort of their rotations the right way, tried to make things as clean, as predictable as possible. And I thought because of that, I thought we had a clean night, and a professional night. Again, 2 in a row where I thought we were connected all night.
And as you look at, as this group sort of, develops into this, into the second half here, I assume closing out games like this is that next step you have to take. But when you do it against a team that's, I guess top 3, top 4 in the East, what kind of confidence do you think that this group takes into Salt Lake?
Yeah, I think again, being at home, being up a couple goals. When we had 3 center backs on the bench today, so when I was thinking about shifting maybe some guys in the upper half of the field to get some fresh legs up top, it was a calculation of who, when, and where exactly, because we didn't have the straight swaps. But even as we brought guys on, as Mauricio came on, he did a great job again in a role that's not traditionally his role. And I thought, the 2 pivots did a great job of helping to make things as predictable as possible. I think Diego, again, had another wonderful night in terms of both sides of the ball, helping the team collectively defend, but also taking up good spots, getting a goal. So again, I just think when we're following through on our responsibilities and we're making the game as predictable as you possibly can, then it helps the group to deal with situations a lot easier and a lot cleaner. And I think we've done a nice job of that in the last 2 games, which helps us to to defend better. It just does, right? And so then the guys who are recovering balls and having to deal with in the box or around the box, they know what's coming because the guys ahead of them are doing such a good job of making the game predictable for them. So I think that's great, but I think it gives the group a lot of confidence. The last 2 games, I think, give the group a lot of confidence that in understanding if we do our responsibilities and we stick to kind of the things that we're trying to do, that we can actually be a lot more efficient and be a lot cleaner as we talk about the defensive side, because our upside is really going to be dependent on how well we can defend over the course of games and over the course of the second half of the season. When I say upside, I mean championship upside, not just winning games and getting the playoffs, but capacity to win trophies is going to be on our collective ability to defend well.
Greg, I got 2 moments to ask you about and then a bigger question. First off, did you see the first goal? Because you seem to be in a conversation of sorts with the 4th official. It was right after Joseph was taken down over on the left and no call was made, and it all kind of, there was a giveaway.
I didn't actually see, if I were kind of put pieces together based on what happened after. It seemed like maybe they gave up the ball to us or something in a transition, whether it was Sands or something, and we then turned that into a quick transition and a goal. I didn't see all of it. I saw the part where we recovered the ball and then Gabe had it, and so that piece I saw. So I guess the important part, but I missed it because I thought Joe had beat his guy and was going into the box and was probably fouled from behind. So I was involved in kind of that discussion, but they were nice enough to give us a second chance at it, and we took it. And the second goal was spectacular. As a collective team goal, was an outstanding goal. From goalkeeper all the way to the end, we broke pressure, and this is what I said, if teams want to come press us and they don't win the ball, they're in danger on the other side, and that was a good example of what that looks like. So that was a really good goal.
Yeah, that first goal was kind of nice because you didn't get the call. Peck kind of pushed the ball maybe a little too far ahead,
Sure.
So that kind of fell apart, and then it just falls, and it's a goal that any of us in this room could have scored.
Well, Scott, I don't know.
Well,
But
sign
yeah.
us and give us a chance.
Yeah, but it's again, like, I go back to a little bit of the comments earlier, things that are going to help us to be a better team and a more consistent team and to be a championship contender. Things break down, we're in good positions to counter press, to keep them underneath pressure. They try to play out, we're able to disrupt that build, win the ball back, and you get chances off of that. So again, it goes more to the defensive concentration and the transition action that then creates the goal. And the more we can do that and be in good spots and work together and transition together, then we create goals in many different ways. It doesn't always have to be on the beautiful goalkeeper to Diego finish. It can be on good transition off of good defending.
When did they make tackling legal?
Yeah, this is so confusing to me, but I felt like this wasn't the first time in the night. I feel like this is a really difficult call sometimes in our league, not for them, but I just feel like we tend to, when I say we, I feel like it's a common theme that officiating sometimes misses the foul from behind or the holding in the box, whether it's on corner kicks or in a play like that where the attacking player has position on the defending player. The defending player does not have a right to the ball or a right to throw somebody out of the way. That's a foul. Everywhere that's a foul, but that's such a hard call in our league. I just don't understand it. And it happened earlier when the ball was played out to Gabe and he was in position between the player and the ball and he gets kind of smashed from behind. It's a tough ball, but it's a foul. Again, the attacking player has position. The defending player can't access the ball. You can't go through them or throw them out of the way. That's a foul. So it's mind-boggling to me, and it's not 50-50. If our defender is shielding the ball, that doesn't mean that you can throw him out of the way. Like, it just doesn't. So it just is confusing to me because, to me, it's a simple call, but it's made difficult a lot around.
I want to get your thoughts on what we're seeing with Deon. He just seems to be evolving.
Yeah.
In what ways are you seeing that happen? He just seems to be becoming a more complete player all the time.
Yeah, I think, I think his connection to the game over 90 minutes has gotten better, whereas early when he first got here, we saw a lot of success coming on as a substitute when the game opens up and there's spaces, and he's always had the capacity to, when space is there for him, to find that space and fill that space, be at the right place at the right time and finish. But we've always said kind of his evolution for us was going to be that 90-minute striker, the one that when you're in the build-out can link up play, the one that when you're on the sideline can get you all help to get off the sideline, the one when the opposition sits in a low block can still find his windows of space to finish. These kinds of things can help us on the defending side. He did a really solid job with Diego of helping to shape the game today the way we wanted, and he was very good on that side of it. So again, becoming a complete striker is about doing all the little things inside, not just scoring the goals, even though that's what you're really paid to do. But doing all the little things is what helps the team really win, and that's what helps the team get shutouts. We think about the defending team, but really it starts with Deon and Diego and how they can make the game predictable for everybody else so that they can do their jobs efficiently. And I thought he did a really nice job of that tonight with Diego again.
Greg, congratulations on the win. Gabrielle Peck was unlucky not to get a goal. He had one come off the crossbar.
Yeah.
How have you seen him step up in Ricky and Gaston's absence? I mean, he seems to be involved in basically the heart of the action all the time.
Yeah, again, he's another player that, in my opinion, the more he's with us and more he settles in, he's going to continue to evolve as a player, because coming to us, he's a one-on-one winger. And what we're trying to get him to do is be more than just a one-on-one winger. You see at times when he showed up inside, he's able to get the ball and he gets us out of pressure. He starts an attack and then he's on the end of the attack with an opportunity on the other side. So to me, he's staying more connected to the game than just staying on the outside waiting for somebody to get him the ball. And because of that, he's getting many more touches. He's getting involved a lot more. And the other thing is I feel like he's playing a little more direct than he was at certain times when he first kind of came, where he was looking for the ball at his feet a lot and then trying to do things off of it. I feel like he's on the run a little bit more. He's on the move. He's not just waiting for it at his feet and then trying to pick up speed. He's already developing speed before he receives it, and when he does that, he's really difficult to deal with. And so then he's adding more layers to his game, in my opinion. And I think on the defending side, he's also, again, a player who, when he first got here, he's thinking, okay, it's me against the fullback. That's my defensive reference. I'm just going to defend the fullback. And we're getting him now defending with the team. So it's not always the fullback. Sometimes it's another responsibility, and that evolves inside of the game a little bit. And he's starting to pick up more and more on some of those things, which again keeps him connected to the group, which is going to allow him to be more impactful in games. And I see that evolution coming. And because he's more involved, he's having more fun. He's enjoying it. He's not just waiting for the game to come to him. He's in it. You know, there's a couple of chances he was a little frustrated because I think we had maybe chances to come back to him or play him in, and we didn't get him to it. But I thought we had him involved, and he got involved in the game. And because of it, he's influencing the outcomes. And you start to see all the qualities that he can bring to the table.
Greg, ninth win tonight, surpassed your win total from all of last year. Just how much momentum do you feel like this team is having right now, especially going into Saturday at Salt Lake and with the big match at the Rose Bowl coming up in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's really good, and I'll say why, because I think over the last couple of games, you know, what we realized in the first 17 games and now 18 and 19 is when we stick inside of our structure and inside of our system and we make things sort of clear for each other but unpredictable for the opposition, we're at our best. When we start functioning in a little bit of a improvisational world where we're too all over the place, that's when I feel like we're at our most vulnerable. And I think the last couple of games, because that's what we've worked on the last 2 weeks, is this is when we're good, this is when we're vulnerable, this is when we're good, so let's stay more inside of this space and less in this space. There's times where you have to improv inside of a game, but the more you can be predictable for each other, be in the right spaces at the right time so that the solutions are there, both on the attacking side and defending side, then the more collective we are as a team and able to accomplish things. And I think the last 2 games are an example of that. I mean, we're missing very important players in our team, but the collective is doing the work, is finding the right spots, the ball is moving with speed, and because of that, wonderful things are coming out of it as well. So I think the momentum is important, but also the realization of these very specific things is also really important out of these last couple of games, and we need to keep repeating. All right. Oh.
Ricky and Jonathan Perez.
Ricky is back on the field. He'll be questionable. We'll see where he is for this weekend. Very questionable. Would be some game time decision a little bit. But Johnny will be out. He had a kind of a mild grade 1, and it'll probably be 2 weeks to 3 weeks before we'll be able to get Johnny back out there. So we're trying to progress Ricky along, but it's a catch-22 just to make sure that he goes through enough protocol that he's not vulnerable when we throw him out there. So we'll see how the next couple days look, really, but we'll see. Good. All right, you got it.
And we are now